church. I wanted to share a story that I think you might find a little humorous. It was more frustrating than humorous for me, but you may find it a little humorous. The Public Opinion is a paper in Watertown. That's where I live, Watertown, South Dakota. You can see that from just the name of the church, First Baptist Church of Watertown, South Dakota. Anyway, Public Opinion is a paper that allows pastors to write an article, one pastor a week. And we have a lot of pastors in our town, and this is pretty much filled out. For example, if I wanted to have a date, there's a couple of weeks opening, but for the most part, you might have to wait till after. There's people that are already scheduled in December. Just to give you an idea, it's April now, and people are scheduled in December. So I was scheduled for a little bit of time before, and my week finally came up this week to write an article in the paper. So this is my chance to address the community in a paper form. So I have a decision, what am I going to do? And I decided pretty quickly that I don't want to say anything too serious, and I had to keep in mind that there's different denominations, and I don't want to turn anybody off. There's Lutheran Church, there's Catholic Church, there's the Reformed Church, there's, so don't want to say anything controversial like in these videos going over the scripture, sometimes you say things that are controversial. They really aren't, but not really controversial, but you may say things that certain people disagree with. But this paper wasn't going to be a spot for that. I wanted to write an article where people would get an inside look at my heart and Jody and I in our home, and I wanted our church to come across good. I wanted people appealing. So I thought, what better way to write an article than to write it on dogs? Because people like dogs. People are crazy about dogs in our world. Now, you may not be, but generally people are crazy about dogs. And I have a really good story. I have our 13-year-old dog, Achilles, and he was supposed to, his chances of survival weren't very good a few months ago, and he's gained because of his kidney damage. But he's gained weight. He's in a lot better shape than he was. Now he's taking not long walks, but longer walks. At first he wasn't able to really take any type of walk. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to write about how Jody and how we had to make a choice whether we'd put Achilles to sleep or give him a chance, and how he rose to the level, and Achilles, he's doing well because we didn't give up on him. I've shared a testimony about Achilles before anyway. So I write an article about Achilles and Achilles getting better. And if you want the article, I can send it to you. Anyway, I get a phone call from a church member, and then the church member gives me a copy of this paper. I pastor First Baptist Church, and I get the article. It says, Reverend Dr. Charles Warger, First United Methodist Church. They got my church wrong. I wrote this article to try to come across so people could see my wife and I in a light away from church, in a personal light, and I did this to make our church, to appeal to people that our church is a good place to come worship. And our church doesn't even get in this article. Our church is, of course, in the first paragraph, I said that I'm called to pastor First Baptist. So then someone sees that I'm the pastor of the First United Methodist Church. So they get my church wrong, which I'm not blaming anyone. People make mistakes. It was just, getting your church wrong is for the desire that I had for this article. Well, it was kind of a big deal. But it's okay. People make mistakes. I get that. Whoever did that, they said they were going to correct it. And I hold no ill will toward the paper. Mistakes happen, right? They happen. It's just frustrating when something like that happens to you. But anyway, I didn't put a title on my article. my article was non-titled. And then the person who did the editing, I find out that they have a title that says, "Have faith that miracles can happen." Boy, don't I sound like a prosperity teacher. I have all these videos where I denounce prosperity teachers, and on my one newspaper article in Watertown, it has the title, "Have faith that miracles can happen." Well, I don't like the title of that. Now, of course, I believe that miracles can happen. But if I was going to argue that miracles can happen, I would bring out personal accounts of human beings. I wouldn't use a dog. Using a dog's recovery from kidney damage as a miracle, it kind of demeans what the word miracle actually is, unless you're like a super duper dog lover. So not only did they get my church wrong, but they had me claiming a miracle that Achilles got better from kidney damage. Now, was God active in Achilles getting damage? I don't know. I don't know, but it just sounds a little. If I had it sounds disingenuous to claim a miracle for a dog. I mean, a miracle is a serious topic, and if you say have faith that miracles can happen, I'm not. Miracles can happen. But that's not the name of the article I would have. And if I was going to use that I wrote, and if I was going to use a miracle, it would be of a person, not a dog. So that was my frustration with the paper. And I guess lesson learned. I need to have a title. So there you go. Anyway, this was frustrating to me. I hope it made you smile at least. So thank you very much, and God bless.